We all have too many bags, so the 11 is what I did about it. I cut my collection from 42 down to 11. They live on hooks on my wall, and every bag I review has to earn one of those hooks, or it doesn't stay. A hard number forces you to choose what actually matters. I'm not telling you to keep 11 bags, just sharing the system that worked for me. Today, we're seeing if this one has what it takes. So does the Venture Sling 6 liter from Bellroy have what it takes to earn a coveted spot on one of the hallowed hooks of the 11? Let's find out. So my gut reaction to holding this sling for the first time is that it's extremely lightweight. The materials feel so great on the outside of the sling. It has that foldable, malleable lightness that I always look for in slings. The strap isn't your traditional seatbelt material. It's not that shiny, slippery kind. It has a little bit more grippiness to it. The way it kind of cinches against your body with this dual strap attachment design that Bellroy has really been known for makes it an absolute dream to carry, and it conforms really well to your body. And you have this really soft, but also very rugged and durable grid pattern to the outside of the material that feels absolutely wonderful. All these little kind of metallic accents, tactile feedback you get from these little clips, the minimal branding, this awesome fog colorway. There's just something about Bellroy slings that is a cut above the rest. I also love the little accents, like how the AquaGuard zipper across the top is this nice gray color instead of the traditional black. So it really goes with the overall fog colorway. And instead of being that millennial gray, this one pushes a kind of bluish, light colored gray hue. So I felt a lot of things when I first held this sling. In terms of the vibe, who do I think this sling is for? I think this is the definition of an every person sling. It fits effortlessly into travel environments, into coffee shops, fashionable places. You could be sitting on the airplane with all your stuff loaded out inside, or you could be walking through Los Angeles looking fly as hell. And then if you wanted to take this on a hike or a camping trip, it's durable and rugged enough to do that too. Walking up hills, climbing up mountains, dipping your toes in some streams and rivers, walking along the sandy surf, this thing fits right in. If you're the type of person that carries sling bags at all, the Venture Sling 6 liter should be a consideration for you, because I feel like it's a bit of an easily recommendable chameleon in the space and would work for a ton of different types of people. Whether you're leaning fashionable, rugged, business, or casual, this has the looks you need for all of those things. Now let's talk about everything it holds and why I think it's a great size sling to carry by your side on an everyday basis. So I've carried this sling for hours at a time, and the comfort was great. Like I said, these dual attachment points for the straps really help it conform to your body, give me a lot of comfort, and I love that it's not that traditional seatbelt material, because oftentimes with slings, when you have that shiny seatbelt material, it can be a little bit slick. It looks really nice, it looks really premium, but it slips off your shoulder and that can get a little bit annoying. Where I've used this sling a lot is going for short hikes at the park, tossing a water bottle inside, all my EDC gear, keeping my pockets free. It was also great for walking my dog at night. I was able to carry a flashlight, all of her doggy bags and treats, and maybe a little tug toy if we wanted to stop on the side of the road and have a little game of tug of war. The maximum time I've worn this sling has been 3 hours on a longer hike, and I did not notice the weight at all. Obviously, if you're loading this thing with super heavy gear, you're going to have a little bit of a different experience. But for me, I didn't even notice it on my body. It never bothered me, even being asymmetrical carry. So the comfort level of this sling is beyond the average. In this front quick access pocket, I have it loaded with gear that I may need quick access to. So I have some noise canceling earbuds, my nano bag, my CJRB Nanner EDC knife, my Human Gear spork in case someone forgets to give me silverware, and my Woobin X5 flat-laying, epically awesome flashlight. I often just clip my keys to my belt loop, but I could use this key leash if I wanted to, and it's nice that it's there. And then in the main compartment, I was able to fit all types of stuff. And I really appreciate how you can open it from one side all the way, go back to the other side with the dual zipper, and open it the other way. So it allows you to really optimize the way you're carrying and what you need the most access to, depending on the way you're wearing it. So I have a flat water bottle in here. I have my Field Notes notebook, 10% off with coupon code visionswell, and the link in the description below. My little loose term pen holder and a loose term Der Griffel pen. My Ambernick RG35 XXH portable gaming console, in case I wanted to do some gaming on the go. A MagSafe portable charger from Banks, if I want to slap it to the back of my phone. And I found I could fit a lot of things in these little slip pockets. So I also have my Pioneer Carry Bifold wallet. And then you have these two little stretchy mesh pockets on either end that were really helpful when I was on a hike and I needed just quick access to little gear. It could keep it segmented. And there's just enough organization where I could fit little things in here and separate them out, but also plenty of interior volume for when I needed to bring larger things, like this water bottle. So in this one, I have another spare charger. This is my TAU2 from Rolling Square, a little emergency charger backup. And then in the other one, I just have a pack of gum in case my breath gets stinky. And what I really like about this sling and what separates it from others is I love that it has this top access pocket that you can use for glasses or sunglasses. I just have my reading glasses in there. And then you have a nice little zippered back pocket where you can tuck away more sensitive gear. So I have my Pioneer Carry passport wallet, as well as my cell phone. So it was really a joy to use this both in hiking adventures as well as walking my dog. So I think where this sling really shines is somewhere that you need really quick access to your gear, but you want it to be lightweight. Walking my dog has been the moment where I found it the most useful. My dog was obedient when I asked her to do a trick or asked her to stop or walk with me or not pick something up. And I was able to reach right in, grab her a treat, hand it right to her, help that reinforcement. It's also been really great when I want to go to a coffee shop and do some work and just be creative for a bit. I can throw in my little notebook, plenty of room for all my additional gadgets and gear, and I can effortlessly slide into a fashionable situation like a nice upscale coffee shop, sit down, pull all my gear out of my bag, and then when it's time to go, make sure it's all in one place, zip it up, and get going. The only friction point that I had with this is not having a zipper back pocket because I much prefer that to keep my passport away. So in a travel situation, I would prefer to have quick access to my passport that's up against my body in a back zipper pocket, and there's plenty of room to put one in here. So that's something that I wish was a part of this bag setup. But what I found with this bag is the moments where I loved it were way more than the moments that it frustrated me. And overall, it was a very seamless, amazing experience to use this sling in day-to-day scenarios. So the big idea behind this sling is that it's able to fit into any situation. I think Bellroy's really going for that philosophy where you could adventure with this, take it to work, use it in casual, everyday trips, walk your dog with it, or do anything that you'd need in day-to-day life, and this would be a useful addition to that workflow. So from a metaphysical and philosophical angle, this sling accomplishes so much and solves so many friction points in everyday life. There's the obvious organizational elements, the high quality materials and buckles, the comfortable strap design, the way it conforms to your body, the large amount of volume and really nice organizational layout, as well as the external quick access pocket. It's very minimal and understated, so it goes with any kind of outfit and fits into absolutely any life situation. So I think Bellroy's point was to make this into a chameleon. Make this into a skeleton key that you could fit into any door or any lock, and it would work without fail and give you access to exactly what you need. Organization and pocket relief on the go, and the ability to carry some larger gear like a water bottle as well. This isn't just a sling, this is a pathway to solving friction points in your life, and I've had a ton of joy using this so far. However, every sling has something it gets wrong, so as far as my honest critique of this bag, I really only have a couple things. First is, I would prefer to have that back zipper pocket. It's something that's almost a deal breaker on slings for me. I've accepted some others that didn't have that pocket because their pluses outweighed the minuses, but if at all possible, I think it's a great idea to just put a flat zipper pocket in absolutely any sling that could fit a passport. Even though it's just that one use case, it's something that makes me feel safe and secure, and I wish that it was here. The only other minor nitpick I have on this bag is the strap. As I mentioned, it's comfortable, and because it's not that seatbelt material, it doesn't slide off you easily. It's a little bit grippier. But that also comes with a caveat. If you're someone that's going shirtless wearing this, or you have like a tank top on, it's the middle of summer in a hot country or a hot environment, this would definitely dig into your skin a little bit more than your average seatbelt nylon would. So that's just something to keep in mind. It hasn't been a bother for me yet because I'm not really a tank top guy and I wouldn't really wear a sling shirtless. But if I was going to critique something, I would say maybe they could have added some kind of edge to this that's a little bit more comfortable. I still like the material they chose, but I think the finishing points on it could be a little bit better when it comes to comfort when it's directly up against your skin. So does the Bellroy Venture Sling 6 liter have what it takes to make its way onto one of the hallowed hooks of the 11? The answer is yes. I've absolutely loved using this thing. The organization, the lightweightness, the packability, the comfort, the way it conforms to your body, and the overall material design and quality put it in the S tier for me. So what is it replacing? It's replacing another great sling, which is the A4U sling, the new version from Pioneer Carry. And this sling is great, but it has a couple negatives for me. One is the strap is far too narrow and it's not removable, so you can't even swap it out. So it leads to a little bit less comfort for me. As far as organization, it doesn't have much. It just has one little zipper pocket and one slide pocket that's unstructured. And then it has two external quick access pockets. I love the zippers on this thing, and it does have this kind of boxy, nice quality to it. But because it doesn't have those straps cinch and it doesn't really conform to your body very well, it kind of tips out a little bit while you're wearing it, and that has come at a little bit of an annoyance factor for me. It's not as good as fitting a small water bottle as the Bellroy one, and overall, the comfort is a little bit lacking for me. So for those reasons, I'm going to delete the A4U sling from Pioneer Carry and replace it with the Bellroy Venture Sling 6 liter. Welcome to the 11, buddy. You've earned a spot on the wall, and you get a hook all to yourself. Welcome. As far as who this sling is for and who it's not, I already mentioned it's a chameleon. So it fits basically anyone's lifestyle in my opinion, and I don't really see any type of person who wouldn't appreciate a sling like this as long as you're someone that wears sling bags or crossbodies. The only people who wouldn't want this are people who prefer fanny packs and hip packs. It's not really designed to be used as a fanny pack or hip pack, so if that's your preferred carry style, then it might not work for you. It doesn't really have a way to cinch it around your waist very well. That doesn't matter to me, but it might matter to you. Additionally, if you need a very protective tech case, like you're carrying a gaming device, cameras, or something very delicate that you need more structure and padding to, its packability and the fact that it's super lightweight means that it lacks structure and it's a little bit more of that malleable, billowy type of material that doesn't have a high level of protection. So if you're going to use it for a camera or something more delicate, I suggest you use an external protective case of some sort. Again, that's not an issue for me. When I carry an expensive camera or gaming device or anything that's more delicate, I usually put it in an external case anyway, so I would do the same thing in that one. And because I'm in a deleting mood today, I have a bonus delete for you. There's a sling that I deleted in the past, and I've made some reconsiderations. I picked up the sling again, and I've decided to re-enter it into the 11. And the sling I've decided to do that with is the Air Day Sling 4 Max. This is just a larger version of the Air Day Sling 4 that already exists in the 11, so it's not as much of a delete as it is a replacement. I've decided to go for the bigger size. And my reason behind that is, now I have an insanely useful, varied sling loadout. I have the reworked Toshi 2.5 liter V2 sling. That's kind of my everyday go-to sling, super packable, lightweight, and it still has those little straps at the bottom where I can attach a water bottle if needed. For my middle-sized sling, I have the recently added Bellroy Venture 6 liter sling. And because that 6 liter carries more like a 4 liter, it's the perfect mid-range. This was during a time when Bellroy or other people accused Bellroy of overstating their capacity. They've since been a little bit more stringent with their literage advertisements on their newer releases, but for older ones, people used to always complain that it didn't hold as much as they claimed to. And I feel like the 6 liter is an example of that, where this is a 6 liter too, but it feels like it holds infinitely more than that 6 liter. So I consider the Bellroy Venture Sling more of a 4-liter, but that works for me. It's big enough to carry a water bottle when I need it, or a camera or something larger, but also small enough to be useful if I just need a grab and go. If I need something a bit larger, I'd go for the Air Sling 4 Max. This is more structured if I wanted to carry a camera and a water bottle and multiple types of equipment. It has great internal organization. It has really beefy, chunky materials if I don't mind a little bit of extra weight. Really comfortable carry strap that's super wide and super comfortable. And I just think this is the perfect larger size sling for me to keep in my collection. And then to round out my shoulder carry in the 11, I have the held closely 15-liter day bag. That's if I need to carry a laptop and a protective sleeve, if I need to carry a large gaming device, if I'm going to the beach and I need to throw in a blanket or a towel or extra things, then I have that large one. So now my sling loadout is completely perfect and I don't see it changing anytime soon. I have the littlest one, the 2.5-liter Toshi sling. Love that thing. The mid-range is the Bellroy Venture Sling 6-liter. Perfect for that in-between size. Larger sling, I have the Air Sling 4 Max. And then when I need more of a satchel messenger bag type, I have the held closely 15-liter day bag. I can't possibly think of a better sling lineup than that. It's absolutely perfect for my use cases and my lifestyle. It may not fit yours, and I always say that you should carry what you love and do what you feel. But for me, these 4 slings are the perfect slings, and I really see no reason to swap them out anytime soon. Unless something comes along that absolutely blows me out of the water, this is the lineup I'm sticking with. So welcome to the 11 Air Sling 4 Max, and the one it's replacing, if it wasn't already obvious, is the Air Sling 4. If I didn't have the Toshi, I would keep this one too, and this would be the smaller version of this guy. But I found myself really loving using the Toshi lately, and that's been my go-to sling of choice that I reach for almost every day. So the Sling 4 is getting deleted, although it is an amazing sling, and I would recommend this one to anyone. If you don't already have a 2.5-liter sling, this or the Toshi, you absolutely cannot go wrong. But because I'm replacing it with a larger bag that's basically the same thing, just bigger and has a big grab handle at the top, I have no reason to carry this one in the 11. It creates a bit of redundancy. So I have the reworked Toshi sling, the Air Sling 4 Max, the Bellroy Venture Sling 6-liter, and the held closely 15-liter day bag. My perfect loadout is complete, and it's gonna take a lot for me to consider deleting any of those guys. I think my sling loadout is more perfect than it's ever been in my entire life, and I couldn't be happier. Goodbye, Air Sling 4. You've been a great bag. Highly suggest for anyone that doesn't already have a 2.5-liter sling, but I have my lineup cemented, so this one is being deleted. And welcome to one of the hooks, Air Sling 4 Max. As to my life ramble, I want to talk about something that's been on my mind, about where this channel is going and why. I've been making bag reviews for a while now. I'm at almost 400. And honestly, somewhere along the way, I started getting tired of my own videos. Not because I was bored with bags. I mean, I absolutely love bags. It's why I started this channel in the first place. But because I realized I was making the same type of video that everybody else was making. The walkthrough, the spec list, the dimensions, the materials, the pocket count. And at some point, I caught myself reading off a product page and thought, wait, anyone can do this. The brand already did this. You can read this in 30 seconds on their website with a link in the description below. Why am I spending 15 minutes on it? That's been the question rolling around in my head for months, and I think I finally have an answer. The reason a review exists isn't to tell you what's in the bag. It's to tell you what it's like to live with the bag. Those are two completely different things. A spec sheet can tell you the dimensions. Only a person can tell you that the strap dug painfully into their shoulder after 3 hours, or that the magnetic closure failed them at the airport, or that the bag became their favorite thing in 2 weeks for reasons they didn't expect. That's the part that matters. That's the part you can't get anywhere else. So I started thinking about my reviews differently. Less product page, more story. Less feature list, more moment. When I'm reviewing a sling, I really don't want to tell you that it has 1.8 liters of capacity and a YKK zipper. I want to tell you about the morning I grabbed it, on the way out the door and didn't have to think about it. Or the afternoon that it failed me at exactly the wrong, worst moment. Or the way it makes me feel a certain way when I put it on. That's the actual review. That's the thing only I can give you because it happened to me in my life. And here's the bigger thing. I think this is what's missing from most of YouTube. Not just bag content, everywhere. Everyone's optimizing to SEO, optimizing to AI search engines. We've built this whole ecosystem around describing things, instead of experiencing them, around listing instead of feeling. And I think people are starting to notice. Viewers are tired. They're tired of being talked at. They want to be talked to. So that's exactly where this channel is going. Reviews that feel like a real person actually used the thing. Series that have their own reasons and personalities. I'm working on a new series that I'm calling the Sling Sleuth, and the idea of that series is to dial in on reviewing only shoulder carry items. Every sling claims to be different. The Sling Sleuth finds out which ones actually are. The name's not a joke, as stupid as it sounds. I wanted to go with the Sling Slut, but I thought I would get penalized by YouTube, so I used an alliterative alternative. It's where I'm genuinely trying to figure out what separates a great sling from a forgettable one. Slings look simple from the outside. A single strap, at least one compartment, a bag you wear at your hip or across your body. But there's a surprising amount of variation in sizing, design, and how brands solve those problems. So this series is going to be an investigation. Every video, one or more slings, under the lens, earning their place on the tier list. So it's going to be an ongoing, updated tier list, and I've actually added a page to visionswell.com so that you can track it in real time. I also have a section for the 11 so you can see how it evolves over time. The photo will change as things enter and leave the 11. Links to the products will be below, and the same thing for the tier list. The tier list runs from S to F. S for supreme, A for excellent, B for above average, C for average, D for below average, and F for avoid altogether. The Sling Sleuth is going to be slings as a tier list, but more than that, it's going to be about what each sling actually feels like to live with. The 11 is going to keep being about the wall, but I want to spend less time listing features and more time talking about the moments. Those moments that earned each bag its hook. Off the wall will still be for that side content, whether it's DOP kits, tech kits, camera bags, protective gaming gear, or backpacks, totes, and duffels that are too large for me to ever consider for my everyday carry, but you might benefit by hearing them reviewed. Not a Review and Evermuse are going to be the slowest videos on the channel. They're about appreciation rather than review and investigation. It's about appreciating objects and ideas and how they inspire me instead of evaluating them. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if this is going to work. The algorithm rewards specs because specs are searchable. Stories are harder to title, harder to thumbnail, and harder to rank for. But I'd rather make videos I'm proud of that creatively fulfill me and grow slower than just churn out content that disappears as soon as a new version drops. So if the videos start feeling a little bit different, more personal, more reflective, less listy, that's why. I'm trying to make something worth watching twice, worth coming back to, worth telling a friend about. That's the channel I want to build, and if you're along for it, I appreciate you, genuinely. Okay, that's my ramble for today. Thanks as always for liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, and watching in general. Please enable notifications so that you don't miss anything. And with all that being said, I will definitely see you in the next video. Take care.
Give me the 11 and nothing more.